Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so we'll be focusing on page 4 and 5 of your DS-160 form. And what you'll need for this form is still your passport and the date you have landed in America. Okay, so let's get into it. Firstly, let's go back to our page and we'll be here on page 4. This is travel companionship information. Are there other persons traveling with you? For Farm for USA, if you're on a H2A visa, then you're always going to say no here. You're not traveling with anybody else. Yes, you might have heard of other South Africans coming with you to the same farm, but you're doing your DS-160 form. It doesn't mean you have to say yes and then add their information. This is only for you. After you say no, we're going to say save page, say continue application, and then we are going to the next page. All right. So on the next page, previous US travel information. If you were in the US before, you're going to have to say yes. If you weren't, you're going to have to say no. Have you ever been in the US? So the people that have been in the US and worked there on a H2A program or any other thing, you're going to have to enter it in here. I've went from, you can see I got 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. And if I add another, you can see it's grayed out. If you've been in America for so long and you're starting out creating another DS-160, you can just go ahead, remove the top one, and then add the bottom one down here. If you remove the top, the bottom will come up. Okay, next question. Do you or did you ever hold a US driver's license? So for me, with all the years I've been working there, I haven't had the chance to. So I'm going to say no. If you do have a US driver's license, you're just going to say yes and then add your number and your state and then continue on. So a little bit of more information on that. You're probably going to have to get a driver's license. When I went to America, the farmer said that we need to get it because their insurance doesn't pay it out if you don't have a US driver's license. So you might get some problems. Some farmers don't worry about it and some do. So just heads up, you might be required to get a US driver's license later through the year. Okay, next up, have you ever been issued a US visa? Of course, if you said yes at the top, you're going to have to say yes at the bottom. You can't go to America without a visa. And here, my date when my last visa was issued was on the 15th of April 2024. Now, please guys, let me give you some information here. Do not add the same date as your visa issued on the same date as when you arrived in America. It doesn't work. You can't have a visa on the same day you land in America. How do you get through the borders? It doesn't make sense. So if you go on your passport, you look, see where your last visa was issued, that you write in there. And then you go back to check on your previous years. For example, let's say it was 2024, right? This is the 30th. I can't make it the same date. It has to be after that date. Go on your photos, go on your plane ticket, go on your emails to see when you have arrived in America. And that date you write down there. Get it as accurately as possible. Okay, now, so your visa number. I'll show you exactly on screen where you can find your visa number. It's usually on the page where your visa is printed out at the bottom right. It's always in red. The letters and numbers will change every single time you get a new visa. This is how they keep track. Go ahead, write it in here. Make sure that the visa you have is the correct one corresponding to the date and make sure that's the correct number as well. Double check yourself, please, before we continue. Next up, we're going to go through these questions really quick. Are you applying for the same type of visa? This is going to be yes, because if it's still an H2A, you're going to say yes. If it's not, then you're going to say no. But if you are with Farm for USA, we specialize in H2A visa, so it's most likely going to be yes every single time. Are you applying in the same country or location where the visa above was issued? And is this country or location your place of principal of residence? This is, for me, it's going to be yes. Next up, we have you ever been temprinted? So this temprint is not the temprint you've done at the police station. This is the one the consulate needs to do. So for me, I haven't been temprinted since 2019. And this is why I have to say no. If you have taken your fingerprints in the consulate, then you can say yes. Has your US visa ever been lost or stolen? Mine hasn't. If yours is, please say yes. Has your US visa ever been cancelled? Mine has never been cancelled. If yours were, please say yes. Next up, we have you ever been refused a US visa or been refused admission to the United States or withdrawn your application for administration at the port of entry? For me, this is no. Has everyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf? Guys, be careful. Everybody think you can go to America and then you can go and get a green card. There is a lot of paperwork that goes in to get a green card. Be careful, because as soon as you apply for a green card and you say yes here, they might refuse your visa for the next year. So it'd be better for you, if you go through this process, to at least stay 3 years in America and do the process after you've done your research and has spoken to the farmer about this. After you've done that, then you can go ahead and say, listen, I want to stay, yada yada yada, and you stay for 3 years in America. Do not come back, because your work visa might be refused, and you have to stay in South Africa for a few more years up until that has been resolved. And it's much harder for you to resolve it in South Africa than it is in America. So if you're thinking about doing this and you want to get a green card, and you want to use the farm or any other method to get a green card in your hand, then you're going to have to talk to him about it and tell him, listen, I'm going to do a rollover every single winter, and then a rollover to summer, and then a rollover to winter, and then a rollover to summer. That means you can stay, you can keep on renewing your visa up until 3 years and try and finish the paperwork in America whilst you're still there. After 3 years, you have to come back for a minimum of 3 months. So I hope that helped. As always, save at the end of the page, double check yourself, and if it kicked you out, just log back in and then continue this process. I'll see you guys in the next video.